It's good to be here today. I'm the community and economic developer for the city of Hernando, and some of the things that I do is just really improving the quality of life for our residents. And that's pretty broad, which makes the job fun because you can really look for things that will improve the lives of so many different people and different demographics in your community. But today we're going to talk about the Hernando Farmers Market. And I've been with the city and working with the farmers market for about 10 years now. And our market was a good market when I first came to the city. It was something that the community wanted, but it was small. It was hard to get farmers to come. Just like you guys were saying earlier, you need your farmers. Your farmers are starting to age out. We need to get more young farmers into the business. I see some things that I wish I could change policy-wise, even through our universities and colleges, to change the mindset of that. But it's a slow process, and we have really grown it. So what I'm going to talk to you today is how a farmer's market can actually improve economic development for your city, as well as improve the health of your community. And those are twofold. So from an economic development standpoint, our city gives me an opportunity to work on the farmers market throughout the week. That's just part of the role of my job. And it's a really good thing because we will promote that farmers market. And it's all about eating good quality food that's brought in locally, that tastes better than what you can get at the grocery store, and is good for you and the soul. All the money that your farmers are taking in at your farmers market stays in your community locally. Whether it's local farmers or farmers from the Mississippi region, it stays local. So some of the I'm not going to go into all the slides yet. I'm just going to use that at the very end. We'll just kind of see some pictures about that I think you will really enjoy. But we have some programs that we offer. So when we first started out, we had probably around 20 to 30 vendors. And I looked at the market was already in existence. I had to work with the existing manager at the time. And I worked very, very closely with our extension office, who is a wonderful resource. We could not do that without them. We reviewed our guidelines and our mission, and I kind of was thinking that we were moving away from that. The mission of our market is to provide local, fresh, affordable foods, accessible foods to the community, and improve the local economy at the same time. That's the goal. So we went out and we started talking to other farmers. Well, it's hard to get a farmer to come to your farmer's market. It's a very hard business to be a part of, but it's a very necessary business. And the farmers that right now are making money are commercial or commodity farmers. One of the best resources here in Mississippi is agriculture. And we have fresh, great produce right here in Mississippi, but we are not able to access it. So we work with the farmers that we had, and what we had to do is really try to market the farmers market to get shoppers there. This is kind of like a rock and a hard place. Well, you want your farmers, but if they're spending all this time growing and they're making the trip, and that's a day off of the farm, that they have to sit and wait for people to buy from them, and they're not making a living, they are not going to come back. And we want them to come back. So I would go to extension office, and I would find our local extension agent, ask if I could come to a few of their conferences, and I would bring information about our farmers market to talk about it. Do that. And then just tell them what you're doing. I also do write grants with the city, and thanks to the Community Foundation, we were able to get some seed money to start some programs. Because of what we do in the city with health and other health initiatives, we are able to find, as a municipality, we're able to find some funding for different things. And one for the farmers market is a Double Up Bucks program, which I think you probably have. And for those of you who do not know that, it originally started with AARP. They had funding to double SNAP benefits at farmers markets and grocery stores around the state. It is very hard to get the word out about that program. It's a wonderful program, and it doubles the funds for anybody that has SNAP benefits or food stamps on an EBT card, and they can leverage their dollars. So instead of spending all their money on fruits and vegetables, now they can spend their money, their SNAP dollars, on other agricultural products that are not produce, that our farmers also produce, like honey, milk, eggs. Our cottage food vendors, they have bread, and then they can take those additional dollars and purchase their produce. So now they have an actual basket of goods that they can take home from them. Because if many of you have been to farmers markets, not all farmers markets can be inexpensive because the farmer has to make $1. Okay, so that was a benefit. Then we started a Children's Day program, which we call the POP program. And we keep it on the same day of the month, every month, so that people remember it. It's not a number, it's a day. So the last Saturday of the month, of every month through our season, which is April through October, we have Children's Day. And as a market manager, I would kind of gauge, when do we have the most foot traffic? Well, usually it's in the morning time. Well, our farmers don't want to stay around till 1. And we're going to get to that too, because your market is a business. It's not just a place to gather. That's an opportunity, but it's not just that. So Children's Day doesn't start until 10. So that gets all of your early bird shoppers in and out, and then it brings a whole nother demographic to your market, and that's your young families with young children. And now they are coming at 10 after the other senior citizens are leaving because it's getting hot during the day. And at Children's Day, we offer free activities. Well, what better way for your community to promote your local businesses and organizations? We have a wonderful arts council. I know somebody was in here from their arts council earlier. Have them come out. I mean, it's free for them, it's free for you. They can promote their business or their organization. We have an Excel by 5 program that I oversee, and we have a huge early literacy initiative in our city with that program. We give out free books that day. The first 100 children get a free book. The POP program stands for Power of Produce, because the goal is to get our children to eat healthy at an early age. And with that, we call it a scavenger hunt. So one of those tables at the Children's Day event will be given those Power of Produce, and what they are bucks. We call them pop bucks. So we call on businesses to be sponsors of the program. And we have a sponsor this year, and they sponsor $5 pop bucks for the first 100 children that come to the event. But we don't put them at the same table every week, because you will have those families that will come and they'll just say, "Where's the money?" You know, we want them to we want those children to have a really good time and a really good experience, because we want those children to tell their parents they want to come back to the farmer's market. So they get those pop-ups, and they can go to any vendor, any produce vendor, and purchase their favorite fruit or vegetable. Well, what we hear back from the parents is, "We're so glad you started the program, because now my child is eating peaches because they're his peaches, or they're her strawberries. And now they're eating healthy at an early age, and they want to come back." So now they come back when we don't have the program. We also work with a sponsor to do a Senior Citizens Day, which is the second Saturday of every month. And we'll set out separate chairs. We buy 2 little signs that say Senior Citizens Area. We make it a special day for them in the shade. And they get to come out and talk with their friends. But the sponsor, who happens to be Leaf Filter this year, has nothing to do with the farmer's market, wants to support the farmer's market, and they buy, we are a centralized market, they buy $5 tokens. What that means is, are any of you familiar what a centralized farmer's market is? Okay, so you can spend cash at any vendor at the farmer's market. A centralized farmer's market means that the farmer's market also has the ability to accept credit cards. So not only do we accept SNAP cards, but we accept credit cards. And how that works is, we take the burden off of the farmer. Farmers don't have the ability to take a credit card because they don't have access to credit card machines and cell service. So we do that on their behalf. A customer comes up, they swipe their card, we give them tokens valued at $5 each. They can spend them at any vendor at the farmer's market. Farmer takes them just like cash, and they come up to the farmer's market table at the end of the day, and they redeem them with us. So we do have to have staff, You have to have the ability to have staff. We have 3 staff members. So that person sits up at that table all day long, and they oversee a box of cash, and we pay those vendors out at the end of the day. We do record it, so we know who we gave the money to, and that all that data is used to get more grants, because data and statistics are a good thing. So those are just some of the things that we do at the market. With that, we also received a grant with the Community Foundation, a seed grant to start a prescription program. So we partner with a health clinic that's close by to identify low-income patients who have the risk factors that are the worst in Mississippi, which is hypertension, diabetes, and obesity. Once they are identified, they are put on a program and given real medicine, and then they're given Hernando Farmers Market medicine. They get a prescription buck that they can come back to the farmer's market and buy produce so that they can incorporate that into a healthier diet. But the incentive for that, because you do have to incentivize, is for that patient to go back to that health center the following month, and they have to be rechecked. So their glucose is checked, their blood pressure, their weight, their BMI, all of that is checked, and they're recorded. Once they do that, they get their next month of prescription for the farmer's market, and they come back to the market and get more produce. And what we do with that is we take their statistics, so we're able to track their health outcomes. We don't keep any private information, just the health outcomes. And what we found out last year was that the health outcomes of every single patient, there was only 5, it was a pilot program, but their health outcomes improved. And because of that, that led us into a new pilot program with the Mississippi State Department of Health for 10 patients. So we're starting it again this year, and we're hoping that the results are the same. And keep your fingers that they are, because if they are, then the state will look for additional funding through the CDC, and hopefully we can spread this to all the farmers markets in the state, okay? So those are some of the things that we do. And I'm gonna go ahead and show some of the pictures. So how do you get people to come to your farmer's market? Yes, you incentivize, yes, you have those fundraisers. This is some pictures of what I was talking about with Children's Day. So in August, it's Breastfeeding Awareness Month. So we partner with our hospitals, and we have vendors set up in the middle of the courthouse. We have ours on a courthouse square, as you can see. They set up in the middle, and that's our Children's Day area. This was Baby Day. We have all these Baby Day activities set up, and we do story time to promote early literacy. We'll get with our local restaurants and ask if they would be willing to do a food demonstration. We'll call on somebody in the community that teaches yoga or a Zumba class, and they'll come out and offer that for free. And then sometimes we'll have a sponsor. One of our meat sponsors is going to be donating 500 hamburgers, and we're going to be doing a 4th of July celebration on July 1st, and we give away free hamburgers. Because that was so successful, we had a business come to us and ask if they could do it a Community Appreciation Day. And they were able to do that. They gave away 800 hamburgers and hot dogs that day in May. So there's a lot that goes on at the market. Next slide. Okay. Our market is very, very busy, but it has grown over the years because of the things that we've been doing to get the word out about the market, and the community supports it. We talk about how wonderful it is to have these local farmers and how we want to support them. So our market has grown from about 25 to about 85 vendors, and more than 50% are farmers that come to our farmers market, or backyard growers. And to keep the integrity of the market, we do go out to our farmers. I just came back from Tutwiler and Clarksdale, and to verify that they truly are the grower, because we do not allow resale at our market. That keeps the integrity of the market. We have a little bit of everything. At the very beginning of the season, we offer a training. That's something else that I think is very important for your vendors. They have to understand your guidelines. A farmer's market is a business. If you have stated hours, they need to be there for those stated hours. But I will say this, when your market is small and you're trying to increase your number of vendors, you need to be strict, but you also have to be extremely nice, because it is hard to keep them, you know. But if you want to get your customers there, and this is what we have to explain to them, the whole purpose of them being there is so that they can make $1, right? Well, they're not gonna make $1 if they don't have if they're not there for the hours that are stated. People will think you are false advertising. If you had a business and you're downtown and you went to go buy some cookies and they weren't open, which we've had some businesses like that before, they go out of business because people can't, they just can't rely on the hours that are stated. So we make sure that they're there. We do a food training with them. We also give them the opportunity to get GAP certified. And we go over, we have a food safety training and a certified training, and then they can come to the market and sell. Because we have grown so much, it's very difficult to keep up with applications on paper. So because of the pandemic, which was a blessing in disguise, more people wanted to buy local and more people could get more local produce, so they got to see what we were doing at the farmer's market. It gave us an opportunity at that point, because we were trying to get away from touching things also, that we went cashless and we also went online. So even if a farmer in a rural community says, I can't do this on the computer, someone there does know how to use a computer. And so every single application we have is online. All of their permits are online, so if we're ever audited by the Department of Ag or Extension, everything's there on an iPad at the market. This is our token program that we take. There's a reason for the numbers that you see on the tokens. $5 identifies it as a cash sale, so any farmer can accept it. The purple ones are SNAP, and we've done trainings with our vendors because only certain vendors who are SNAP eligible can take it. That's your cottage food and your farmers. And then the $1, those are the incentive tokens. So because of how we've grown, we have had, this is just the credit card transactions. We had almost $78,000 in credit card transactions that came through the market. Over 17,000 transactions came through the credit card machine last year over 6 months. And we had over $600,000 in sales in 6 months at our farmers market. So we do keep data. And how we do that is, and I would encourage everyone to keep data of their farmers market, no matter how big or small. When we go around to our vendors and we are charging them for their space, we ask them what were their week's sales prior. We don't want to know their profit, just their week sales. It is private. We do not share any specific information on any vendor, but we do explain that we take the aggregate data to share, and that is another reason and another way you can improve getting a grant with another funder is to show your data. So this was everything that we did through the farmers market this past year. We also try to share on social media, but social media is getting better and more advanced, and I'm getting old. And I can't keep up with technology, so this is the best we can do. But anyway, that is our map. We share that map. The management system that we use allows me to assign a space, which we have numbered on our courthouse square, and the public can see where they are. So we use this as a business incubator for our farmers and our vendors, and we provide their information to the public, so if people want to buy from them throughout the week, they can go right here, call them, and get more produce during the week. And then if they want to know what's going on at the farmers market or anything else in the city, they can download our app, which we just received a grant for. And they can find out what's going on at the farmers market every single year.
And our final person to introduce, I actually met her last night.